for actually for actually showing up for the invite, accepting the invite and actually
I own the invite, so unless when I'm out of town, but I think now I have a couple of weeks in Kampala, so there's no way I would have hesitated to come.
You're a busy man.
I've not been deterred by anything this time.
Thank you for showing up. So I'm going to explain a little bit what happens on the TFM Hip Hop Show.
Yeah, please.
Now, for the TFM Hip Hop Show, since this station is not predominantly a hip hop radio station, I only get once a week, and so people that listen to the station are waiting for that dose of hip hop.
Yeah, but I mean, still, this once a week is something that should be thanked for. I was one of the very first listeners of Touch FM way back, then. To the old school. I remember I won something, I don't know, whatever. There was a question and everyone was losing it, and I was like, well, I shouldn't call on air. But I was like, man, it's taking ages and weeks if I'm not winning it. So
you called in and won it?
I don't remember what it was, but I used to listen in, since I'm busy during the week, the old school show.
On the weekends.
Always made it for me, But now these days I find myself out of town during weekends, but even for this show, just once a week is something to be thankful, because this is not how the station started. So it's a progress, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I know you actually do listen to TFM Hip Hop Show. I see you every now and then giving some shout outs on Twitter and whatnot. And hey, speaking of shout outs on Twitter, please, anyone out there listening on Twitter, hashtag TFM Hip Hop, or you can tweet at me directly at Severely Yours, or tweet at Sylvester Hip Hop. There's actually some love already coming through, even on Facebook. You can hit us up at www.facebook.com/95.9 Touch FM. Now, Sylvester, what happens in the first hour of the show is, because they've been waiting all week to get some hip hop, I like to balance it out. The first hour I try to get in as much hip hop as I can from everywhere else around the world, and then second hour is when I streamline it down and shut the doors, and I like it's strictly African. Now, earlier off air I was asking you, so what kind of hip hop do you listen to, and you're like you're ready for anything.
Whenever I go on radio, many times there are some programs you go to and they tell you to select your best songs, the songs you like to listen to, outside your own music, away from your own music. But this time around I just want to make a difference, and I let you select, and go away from my usual playlists I listen to at home, or whatever. So I'll just take in whatever you bring, In
that case, then, hey man, I can't. You're giving me the chance, then. I can't turn it down.
Let me listen to those songs, either UG or non-UG that I've never listened to. You'll get to. So they're all welcome.
The next track I'm jumping into is coming through from The Game, Kanye West, and Common. Now listen, I know you'll appreciate the beat. That one, I'm sure. You might want to. It's called Jesus Peace. Keep it right here, ladies and gentlemen. The TFM Hip Hop Show with me, So Severe Sylvester. We'll be back in just a bit.
Tell them pray for me. It was God that brought Drake to me. Even brought it again Kanye for me. Bless. But it again shot big. Made again that feel ashamed of the city where he live. Make it again to hate the logo.
Somebody better duck or run. Somebody better watch out, 'cause it's about to blow up. Voice 5'9". Voice 5'9".
Yeah. Now I know the real hip hop heads are like head bobbing and stuff. Same as Sylvester is right here. I slid that one in there for you.
I know you can't disappoint. So.
I slid that one in there for you. Like,
you can't disappoint.
I can't have Sylvester in and play a Drake before playing a DJ Premier also.
Man, today is your day. It's my day. It's your day, so I'll be like, okay,
all right.
If it's good music, it's good music.
It's good. That is Boom coming through from Royce the 5'9". Yeah, and DJ Premier on that one.
DJ Premier never disappoints.
Never. Actually, there's a track.
God.
There's a track a couple of weeks ago when Navio and the Myth were here.
Yeah.
There's some new DJ Premier track that I played with some guys from UK. I'm going to slide that one in also for you.
Yeah.
Just to get your thoughts on that.
Please.
The song though that played before that came from New York new school MC who sounds old school. It's called Joey Badass.
Wow.
With Born
nice.
Day and he's got
new
that
school sounds old school.
He's new school, but honestly, like in this day and age, every other kid coming out that is his age at least is not doing tracks that have beats like this. See, and that's pretty much. And he's also done stuff with Primo. Actually, Primo is the one who hit him up like, yo.
But
man,
I think that track is better. There's some worst tracks.
Yeah.
It's musical.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I was saying. It's not especially now. This kid is only 20.
Yeah.
And
it's nice.
And if you're going to ask him whose music he grew up around on the radio, these are guys who are listening to the J Cole's were listening to Lil Wayne, Birdman, and what. And they didn't really have the chance to listen to the OG rappers that we listened to growing up. To hear.
But I mean, some people take time and they dig deep. Because when I listen to in the old school era of the 90s and mid 90s, I was young, I was young, so I didn't live that music. There are people who were older than me, but when I started listening to the 90s music and then I go back to the 80s and 70s, when you find me in the club or at home, you might think maybe I was born in that era, So it's good music and I appreciate it. And at times I was like, I wish I was born in the I wish I was born in the 80s, because I started understanding music in the 90s. But there's so much soul music, funk of the 80s.
So which artists, which artists from that era are your favorites at least?
From the New Edition, there's a lot from New Edition, from
that new
BBD, Heavy D. There's a lot. Cool and the Gang. There's a lot. There's a lot.
It's
Teddy Pendergrass. So
Sylvester.
I go just beyond rap music and hip hop music, and appreciate whatever is good.
That is exactly what I was going to say. You're showing. You're explaining the style. The side of the hip hop artist that not many people get to see.
Because I mean, where I grew up, there was everything. Our cousin was he was not a rapper, but he used to rap, to write rap verses, once in a while. But he was a singer, But there was an overflow of different genres of music, from reggae to R&B to soul to funk to rap, music videos, then there was only UBC. So the only way you the only way you could catch, those music videos is by either having someone outside Uganda and they send them to you, or Kenya, someone goes to Kenya and then they send you the tape. So
that's the only way, really.
Our cousins were collectors. They were collectors. Yeah. So that made me, to appreciate all kinds of music. So when it goes back to the old school, even if you don't play a rap song, you make my day. You make my day.
If it's an R&B song,
funk, a New Jack Swing, Bobby Brown of that era, exactly. Man. It was just top.
Growing up at that time, we want too genre specific. We were getting, as long as it was music and we got it.
Yeah, even dancehall music. Shabaranks, old school dancehall music. Shabaranks, Mad Fox, Mad Cobra, Aine Kamoze, Bon Americans. Wow. My God, dancehall music of the 90s was really, really nice.
They're bringing it all back. Man. All right, but okay, right. I've got to go pay a few bills in just a bit, but do carry on now, because now that then what? Now you're telling me about how all this this wide catalog of music inspired you to get into music and whatnot. However, then what does it mean for you to listen to stuff now, like today's music and that? Of course, I think growing up with that music, you're obviously going to be biased.
That's not the case, because I grew up listening to that music, but the music was some of the songs were older than me. It was not my era. When you go back in the 80s, I was young. 83. I was born 81. So there are songs before that I listen to and appreciate. ABBA, even listen to ABBA music. So it's not necessarily because, yes, I grew up listening to that music, but it has to be good. If it's good, it's good. If it's not good, we have, like you've mentioned, there are some new artists, that have, born and fed on new music, but, you still listen to what they put out and you're like, wow, this guy is good, this guy is unique. It takes time on the flow and, the diction and all that stuff. So I can't say, yes, because I was born in the 90s, but I would like to listen to something good. That's what I can say. All right. Something good, know.
Yeah. So, all right, let's take a short commercial
something
break.
Good.
But then when we do come back, then perhaps you will mention some of these artists whose music has caught your eye.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, keep it right here on the TFM Hip Hop Show. Let me take a short commercial break. But when I do come back, more Sylvester on the TFM Hip Hop Show with me, So Severe. Y'all should check out Sylvester singing along John Legend, coming through from John Legend and Common is Glory, Academy Award winning soundtrack for the movie Selma. Yeah, and this one you specifically asked for. This one,
that song is nice. Puts you in the spirit.
Hey man,
it just more
it gets you in that zone.
It's a very nice song, very nice song.
It
had to win the award. Seriously, well composed. Of course, it's a soundtrack to Selma, which is a story about Martin Luther King. So the lyrics are very nice. The accompaniment, the instrumentation, supplements to I think John Legend and then Common's verse. So the whole package was well blended.
I think so too.
It's a very, very nice song. It was, I put it on replay. I don't know how many times.
I get goosebumps when I'm listening to it. I think you can check it out, like for real. For real.
Everything's nice about the song,
And I think the best part of it though was the message and the timing of the message. Because this was the time when there were the riots in Ferguson. About the time, that's the time when the song was actually released and whatnot. And it's not, I don't think they had planned for the song to be I don't think anyone can be planning for a riot like that. Then
I think it was a coincidence, because I was told Selma was I was told it took 10 years for the production of Selma, because there's a friend who was telling me that white-led companies were not willing to support such a cause for Malcolm X, who is a black figure. Yes, a black figure, but very important in the history of history of America. So it was until Oprah Winfrey stepped on board
and put in the money.
Yes, and put in the dime herself. So she funded the movie herself. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think that whole thing was a coincidence. The movie was there before, before that incident. I think. But it's a good song. I don't think it's a good song because of the circumstances around it, surrounding it, that guy you've talked about. But it's a good song on its own, even without being a soundtrack of the movie. It's a good song. Common was very, very clear. There was clarity in his verses. Word by word, you can listen to word by word and digest it. And of course, he used emotion. There was so much emotion in his lyrics, and then John Legend, and then the instrumentation. So, because that soul makes a song. It makes a song. The verses, your emotion, your delivery. Is it a happy song? Is it a sad song? So all that, is part of the package of a good song.
It comes down to it at the end. I see you clearly. You really have listened to the song over and over, and
it was on replay for some time. It's indeed a good song.
You have a lot to say about the song.
They blended very well.
It must be a powerful. It must have moved you in more ways than I anticipated. So anyway, Sylvester, now you've been traveling here and there and whatnot, and really, I wanted to ask. So, what has the experience been like for you? Tell us about the life that hip hop has opened up to you, and because I'm sure that the people that know Sylvester know Sylvester. Like they know the whole package, but the people that are being introduced to you and haven't really explain to them. Explain to us. Explain to me as if I didn't know who Sylvester was, and in a few words, take us from the Sylvester the beginning to where Sylvester at now.
I'm called Sylvester Kabombo, the other half of Sylvester and Abrams.
Yes,
as we are commonly known, and we started together. Abrams is my brother. So we kicked off this whole hip hop thing together in the early 90s, when we got our first love. So that was around primary 1, primary 2. So from then on, we started to, do something together. We used to do performances in shows, like those small shows we were performing for, your fellow students. But then where solo artists just come and do your thing, you go off, then Abrams comes,
drops
then
a verse.
I don't remember when. I think around maybe mid-90s. I don't remember. That's when we were like, how about if we kick it together? We form a duo, Sylvester and Abrams, and we start composing, songs together. So that's where we kicked off, started doing so many compositions together, performances together, different showcases in around Kampala. So, and I might say we moved on. Right now we're doing separate projects. I have my solo album, Yazi's solo album, but we still work together because we've had so many performances this year, since this year started.
Yes,
and there are people who come and they're like, please, I'd like to invite you as Sylvester and Abrams.
They want the whole package.
Yes, I know you have solo projects, but I want the whole package, Sylvester and Abrams. Same thing happened on Lyrical G's show. He wanted Sylvester and Abrams. So yes,
it's kind of like you get one, you get the other.
So the duo is still in existence. Abrams is running the breakdance project Uganda, and I'm running the Youth and Hip Hop project. Which has been in existence since 2011. So the rest you can Google. But we're one of those people who have really inspired, the current generation. Giving back, what we have, giving back knowledge, sharing knowledge, on different levels. Even way back, in early 2000s, just giving someone a track was something big,
It was,
and it's it's not your track, You get Redman's track and you give it to a friend who can't have it, and he's like, where did you get this from? So that was still a contribution to his career. You write someone a song, you recommend him for a performance. Those are some of the things we used to do back in the days, by the way. There's a concert somewhere and you recommend a friend, hey, there's a competition there, can you give it a try? And you write for him a song, or you teach him how to write it. So this whole thing started on a small scale. That's even before Abrams started BPU, before I started, this youth project by Imba. We were doing it on a small scale, helping our fellow artists, in one way or the other. So it got bigger when he started the project and took it to another level. So it goes back to where we came from. We always liked to to share knowledge, share the little you have, share the opportunity you have, with your fellow artists, So, and I'm here now. It's 2015, so through that journey, I'm still going. I've known so many people along the way, so many artists, along the way. So many key players in the industry. So that's how my journey has been. It has. I can't say it has been a smooth road. There are always ups and downs.
Here and there.
Always ups and downs.
Yeah.
But we always kept on the road moving. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Though Sylvester may not have said this to you, but Sylvester is not just a rapper. No, Sylvester is a hip hop. He's not just a hip hop activist. This is a hip hop enthusiast. Like through and through. You. This guy lives hip hop. It's not just. He's not just rapping for rapping. This guy is one of those artists that he's not just an artist. He's one of those people that pretty much embodies hip hop as much as he can. Like, he'll try and fix it. He'll know a bit from. If he I bet somewhere in there you've also been doing graffiti at some point. You might not do it now, but like way
I
back.
coordinated workshops. Yeah.
See,
through the project I do, I've been coordinating graffiti workshops.
See my point. Well, we're going to be getting into a little bit of that a little later.
Yeah. I know there's a lot.
There's a lot to talk about.
When you've asked me to talk about myself, there's a lot I've left.
There's a lot you've left out, but
Google has
no.
There's a lot you can get from Google. Yeah.
The simplest thing I'll just say.
At times,
you Google yourself just to remind yourself.
There are things I leave out because I don't like to blow my own trumpet. Sometimes. So there are things I leave out, and maybe do you find them along the way?
Do you ever forget? Like, you just Google yourself just to remind yourself what else you might have missed sometimes, just to humor yourself.
Well, there's a person who once said that if you can't find yourself on Google, then you just know you're not important in this world.
You're not doing anything.
You have to work hard. So So once in a while, I go back and search for old articles. 2006. Like recently, I think I lost those papers. I was like, let me Google myself and
find
maybe
something.
And at times there are those online articles that
you may have missed.
Maybe there were reviews and you missed them. So I think it's always good to use Google, once in a while, and
just check
yourself and see. So yeah.
All right. No, I promised that I was going to get into the new DJ Premier song.
Yeah.
It's coming through with a group of brothers from the UK called the 4 Owls, and this one's called Think Twice. You already can hear the distinct DJ Premier intro, right? Keep it right here, ladies and gentlemen, the TFM Hip Hop Show. Please, any questions, head on down to our Facebook, www.facebook.com/95.9 Touch FM, or hashtag TFM Hip Hop. Anything you want to ask us. Sylvester is here with us all the way until 8 p.m. right now. It's 10 minutes to the hour 7. Keep it right here. Let's do this.
Think twice before you step in my lane. Trains, think twice like a Siamese with a double brain, flying for a minute, now you're gone like the missing plane, waiting on my catch these bars, I'm playing like a sport. Think twice before you step in my lane.
So what do you think about that, Sylvester?
Nice touch. We grew up listening to American rap music. So the first time I listened to a UK, I don't remember his name, a UK rapper. It took me time to digest the accent. But the guy had a tight flow. But because we're used so much, what's coming from the US. So
I know the flow is always.
So but then with the time I started getting used to their accent, their accent in rap, in music. Yeah, so it's good stuff. And it must be dope if DJ Premier. By the time
DJ Premier
looks out for you, just know you're good. Yeah.
Anyone out there that has no idea who DJ Premier is, first of all, shame upon you. But then it's okay. Now we can give you the chance. If you've been ever watched the BET Hip Hop Awards. Ever see that big buff guy who is ever on the DJ spinning during the ciphers with the baseball hat on next to a Sprite bottle? That is DJ Premier. He's a producer from the crew. What was the name of the crew? Gangstar. Yes, alongside Guru. Man, that's 90s hip hop for you. It's okay. It's okay. We'll forgive you. You can hashtag TFMHiphop and me and Sylvester will teach you something. We'll teach you something. Yeah. But oh man, this show. The problem about the show is the time moves so fast.
Yeah.
Time moves so fast. Like, believe it or not, right now it's about 5 minutes to the hour of 7. Already. But anyway, that means now we're getting closer to that side of the show where I can now play the music. I think I might just cut a wire and just keep it strictly Sylvester.
Let's see how it goes.
Just keep it strictly Sylvester. No, that one we can do very easily. All right, let me see. Yeah, okay. The next track though, that one, not really one of my favorite.
Yeah.
But
listeners' favorite.
Yes, one of those. The listeners like this one. The track I'm closing the hour with is coming through from Big Sean, Drake, and Kanye West. What do you think about Big Sean? Yeah. You've ever listened to Big Sean? Have you listened to Big Sean? I think that's the. It's okay, Sylvester. You don't have to answer that one.
But the thing is, I think I just don't give. I can't say.
You can't call him whack.
Yeah, but I don't give time to listen to new music. I think I don't take time to dig out for new music, as in from new artists. Okay. So, but I can't rule out the fact that there are some really, really dope artists out there. So yeah.
Okay.
That's me. I think I should start digging them out there.
Just keep listening to the show some more. Alright, I'll see you on the next hour with more Sylvester. We've already heard what he thinks about Big Sean. It's Big Sean, Drake, and Kanye West with Blessed, the extended version. I'll see you on the next hour with more Sylvester. Hashtag TFMHiphop. Alright, let's listen.
Yeah, whichever come first. Blessings on blessings on blessings. Look at my life, man, that's lessons on lessons on lessons. I treat the beat like it's a reverend. I tell the truth like, Father, forgive me. These are all my confessions, man. This wasn't luck, it was destined. I done lost homies who been with me since Ed and Eddie, who flip like confetti. And then when you back, they back to call you dog. This shit to get petty. Don't get no dap to me. Again. Funny thing about talking behind my back is that it just keep coming back. Abantu bakuno basibako matuka muzi kundisango gera kumacha ezange nezinomonya sebo sinalya nsimbi nzirake mabegara kayazirite ezange ziva muntu yo ezimba chimsa omuganda obasichecho.
Are you going to give us that part?
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Ezimba nti musawo muganda oba sikyekyo agenda mu nnyanja bayogerera Joseph tebalina bukakafu nti agenda mu nnyanja.
Sylvester Kabombo opening up with the second and final hour of the TFM Hip Hop Show. With me, so severe in the building is he himself, Sylvester.
Yeah.
And that was the title track for the album
Ziva Montuyo.
Yes, on which you chose to feature who? Skinny?
Yeah. Skinny did the hook. Then Abraham from Janzi Band, Abraham Sekasi did the Dungu and the Ndingidi. Yeah, so Skinny and Charlie Pro on the production.
That is dope. First of all, that's a dope album.
Thank you.
And then again, that's a dope track. And the part you heard before that was the intro to the album, and that intro is also. I remember the first, I was like, yeah, okay, this is an interesting way to start it off, an album.
That quote touched me. A friend of mine, she's from Australia, actually. She's been following up my work, and she saw the hard work, the time I invest in my stuff. So she landed it on the web, and she sent it to me, and it's like, Sylvester, this speaks to you.
Exactly.
Speaks to you from the first word to the last.
Exactly.
You put in so much time, the dedication, the enthusiasm, and everything. So when I read it, I was like, wow, this speaks to me. And I was like, okay, I should include it on the album as the intro, you know. Yeah. So when I searched on the web, I found it on so many websites. So it has inspired so many people worldwide.
Yeah, and I checked for it as well, and it's good. It's just an anonymous quote.
Yeah.
We can't really find who if you're wondering, okay, I'm just going to play it again for the ones that missed the quote, because this one it's in case you missed it, just listen to this.
When buying from an artist, you are buying more than just an object. You are buying hundreds of hours of failures and experimentation. You are buying days, weeks, and months of frustration and moments of pure joy. You aren't just buying a thing. You are buying a piece of heart, part of a soul, a moment of someone's life. Most importantly, you are buying the artist more time to do something they're passionate about. Ziva Mutuyo, the album. Enjoy it.
And that's how Sylvester chose to put the intro of the album. And after that, the songs just fall and they just keep falling. And man, that one, the album dropped December?
I think around last year, around September.
It was actually September.
During the Bimba Festival.
Yes, during the festival.
Mid-September.
And man, since then, hey, we've been giving it a couple of spins here on the TFMHiphop show.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
And it's a complete project.
Yeah, thanks. You know, I've been, since its release, I've been up and down. You know, I'm a traveling man. So
tell us.
Haven't gotten time to really push it.
No.
Yeah. Always on the road, you know.
I think everywhere you go, it goes. Considering you even. I don't know. They may not know the CD, but I'm sure they know the phrase. I'm sure they know the phrase. If you don't know the phrase, just head on down our Facebook right now. That's www.touch.fm. I mean, that's the website that you can head on down our Facebook. That's www.facebook.com/95.9 Touch FM, and you will see an image of Sylvester in a jumper, which has the statement
Ziva Mutuyo.
And that in itself, like,
you know, it's not really easy to have songs that can have those catchy phrases. I think you know, I really took time to get the title of the song, you know.
I think what I think is you didn't just come up with the title of a song. You didn't just come up with the title of an album. You came up with a whole new brand.
Yeah,
on its own. And
you know, we've had catchy phrases before, like Le Miracle and Chendi Chendi.
And then we don't
we didn't create these words, but the way we applied them, you know, the way we used them in the song, you know, made them, you know, more and more, you know, familiar with people, and people started using them, you know.
Yes.
The Miracle, Chendi Chendi, then Mpaya Kasera, you know, then Mliamamba. All these words have been there. They've been there. But the way you use the word is very, very important, you know, in your song. What makes it, what's so special about it? So Ziva Mutuyo, I mean, it has been there. Ziva Mutuyo, Zang Ziva Mutuyo, and all that stuff, you know. So, but the way I applied it in the song, you know, made it more listener friendly. People started paying attention to it, you know. And right now, some people take pics of cars with the word Ziva Mutuyo and they send them to me. I came across this car with the word Ziva Mutuyo.
The backs of on the backs of taxis, on the backs of borders, on these trailer trucks that are going border to border.
Yeah, so people are paying attention now.
I'm paying attention too.
There's a friend of mine. He took a pic of a hardware shop called Ziva Mutuyo, and guys thought I own it, you know.
Do you, Sylvester?
Actually,
Tell us the truth.
Actually, it was a truck. It was a truck with you know, with a label down with a label that Ziva Mutuyo hardware, something like that.
I think I've seen this truck.
Yeah, so people thought I own it, you know. But you know,
but okay, now let's talk about the thing that you do own, which is the brand Ziva Mutuyo. Tell me about that. How did this come up? Because okay, when I say when I said earlier that Sylvester is not just a hip hop artist, he's an activist, enthusiast, and he's going to push it all the way. And yes, and a lot of people don't recognize that part of hip hop as being a way of life, in that even it's not just in the music, it even transcends into what you do and how you live your life. Sylvester, on the other hand, has even taken things the next step and become the person that is going to feed from hip hop, and
without necessarily being on stage.
Yes, without necessarily being on stage. So, like I was saying, if you head on down to our Twitter or even our Facebook, you'll check it out and you'll see the image. And
actually, just give them the the hashtag Ziva Muntuyo. Yeah, you'll see a line of
hashtag Ziva Muntuyo on Instagram.
Line of my work,
and you will see how this brand has been pushed. Facebook. So please explain how did this. This entrepreneurial thinking begin?
They say we start small by thinking big. This morning, a friend of mine and is a producer.
Wait, I like that. We start
small by thinking big.
But thinking big. All right, I like that.
There is a picture of a cat looking,
into the mirror, and it sees a lion. The
reflection is what? Is a lion.
A fierce lion.
So it shows that that's how we start. And starting small by thinking big, you're seeing a big picture and you're like, I have to get there. That's where I want to be, So this morning, a producer friend of mine shared with me a picture. I don't know whether you've seen on my Facebook.
Yes.
A picture of Sylvester Stallone.
Okay, let me describe this picture to everyone. It's a picture of Sylvester Stallone. Yeah. One of those images from The Expendables.
Yep.
And then it's got the brand of Ziva Muntuyo on his bulletproof vest.
Yep.
In the black and white. That is what the image looks like. Actually, I'm going to tweet that image just for them to check it out because that is. So carry on with the story.
When I laughed, I was like, "Oh my God, it has gone this far," So I shared it on my wall, and so many people were happy. Some people laughed. You're like, "What? This has gone far." Then one of my fans, she's a good fan, she's been following me for a long time. She was like, keep dreaming. And I replied her by saying that, it all starts by dreaming.
That's where it all begins.
That's where it all begins. So where I'm right now, I'm making orders beyond, t-shirt orders beyond Uganda, I go as far as Qatar, Japan, China, and Sweden, US, there are so many, the deliveries that I make outside Uganda. But it all started with a dream.
With just one.
So we all dream. The only difference is that some people wake up and pursue the dream, others keep dreaming.
Okay.
So I'm one of those who woke up and I was like, let me get into this. But going back to your question, when I started this, I never knew that it would get this far. I just wanted to push my music, by the way. So I was like, instead of fighting for airplay on radio, let us, yes, I appreciate, Touch FM is playing me, but, it's hard to break, through other airwaves. Yes. So you find I was like, okay, let me find a way of pushing my brand forward. Using the name I have, on the street. They say credit starts on the street. So if you appreciate it on the street as a rapper, if the street appreciates you, it means they are going to consume and digest whatever that you bring, if it's good, So I used that. Then, my longevity in the game, the network that I have, I was like, let me try something, still for my fans. But I never knew that I'll start, getting paid, So I was like, let me start. I started with Akasera, still trying to push the music and my brand.
It was always the music.
My
target
wasn't money. Yeah, my target wasn't money. But I was like, let me find other avenues of pushing the music forward and the brand. But when I started spreading them forward, actually initially I was giving them out for free, and some people were like, please put a price to it.
Because
give it value. So Akasera, I didn't make so many, I made less sales, by the way, but it was the foundation, because you have to lay a foundation. Everything starts with the foundation. Your work album that you don't want anyone to listen to, lay the foundation to where you are now. So my first branding that some of you guys haven't seen, Akasera, Pai Akasera, those t-shirts,
I remember those.
They came out in 2012, and then Omriamamba, and then now Ziva Muntuyo, and now initially I was just moving with my teas in the back. I was not on Tembe. That's those guys like the Sun reported. But I was moving with a few teas in my back, in the CDs. So I was like, if I meet someone on the streets, someone meets me at work, it will be easier.
Like, check out my shirt.
Where are you? I'm in Kamoja. Can I come there? So that's why I used to move with them. But when I started doing the countrywide workshops, it made it hard for me to serve 2 masters to go. So I was like, I need to partner, because partnership's good for business. So 2014, I partnered with High Rollers, Equatorial Mall. 2015.
Hey, in case you're wondering, shout outs first of all to High Roller, because she puts it down for hip hop in ways that a lot of people don't understand. Last weekend, Nelly Said was here. Nelly Said was here. We're going through the Stories of Elevation album, and he also gave the shout out. That's where you can find his music, and High Rollers is where you can find the Ziva Muntuyo Sylvester brand. From the clothes, the music, everything, as well as even, by the way, the hip hop boot camp, which we are yet to talk about.
So 2015, I've partnered with Machiavelli Inc. Kamkam Plaza, and I'm planning to open my own shop. But it all started with a dream, I had that dream.
I can just hear that.
To find pushing another avenue of pushing my brand in music. But I had to really, invest. Because like a foresight, the first, prints were given out for free. I didn't really earn a lot from them, but in the name of trying to lay foundation for the next brands. Right now Ziva Muntuyo is internationally recognized, almost every day. The demand is too much for me, so you find that you don't have this car, someone wants black, but at times I'm like, wow, this is what I started. So I should be ready for the war. And I should be ready for the battle.
And allow me right now.
Puts me on pressure sometimes if I don't have what the client wants.
Sylvester, allow me right now though to say thanks for opening up, or at least showing these kids and the rest of everyone in hip hop, at least in the industry, that there is more to hip hop than just rapping. And showing them other outlets in which these kids can be creative. You don't have to rap to be part of the movement.
There are so many ways you can influence.
So many ways.
In the States, hip hop influenced a lot of the designers. Most of the designers were from Tommy Hilfiger.
My goodness, when they last hear of Tommy Hilfiger.
The other one there,
Rockaware,
and there's the other one of the 90s. I don't know whether it's still in existence.
Which one was that? I remember there was Rockaware, there was Fubu.
So there's so many of those. So
there's a lot of them.
But when I was starting, I didn't have that big picture. Like I said, I was just trying to find pushing this, push my music and the brand, But as I speak now, it's internationally recognized, and the demand is high, and I'm happy for it. I thank God for it. Thank God for it. But to put this fact straight, I'm not the first to merchandise in Uganda.
No.
But I've given it a bigger platform than the people who have merchandise before me. There are so many clothing merchandise way before I started making mine.
Within hip hop as well.
Yes. JNL had done it before. Who else? Navio.
I think Navio also did this. Navio does it with every new single. There's always
Munji had done it before, but I think I've taken it to a bigger step of making it a serious business, not just making things to give away on radio and funds on performances, because that's how we've been doing this merchandise thing, that let me make a few things to give on air, maybe at a concert. But I was like, let me go an extra mile and even partner and have a shop where actually people can buy it, buy them, and when I'm making them, I try to find a way of making it make the brand relate to everyone. So you don't have to be knowing the song to buy the clothing. You don't have to be knowing the song.
That
was
right
my
there.
target. Yeah.
That right there. I was having a discussion like this not too long ago with some friends of mine who are lecturers and whatnot, and we're trying to argue out the difference between a businessman and an entrepreneur. And that right there, that you have your last statement, is the main difference between a businessman and an entrepreneur. A businessman is looking at the gain. An entrepreneur is looking at a change for the community. It's not just about what's in the pocket. Of course, at the end, he hopes to get something back in the pocket, especially after all that investing. But it always comes back to how better can it get for the people that are taking this home with them.
Yeah, and I'm happy that along the way, I've been inspired so many other other artists. Even through the workshops I do, I get time and talk about merchandising. Why it's important for you as an artist, and and your audience,
to associate your name with your name and music with a brand to go with it.
Yeah. So it's a good thing, and there are people who have done more than caps, like Enigma. He has done, more than just jumpers and tees. Enigma has done caps. I haven't done caps, so
Enigma did t-shirts.
I give him props for that.
Enigma did t-shirts. He did caps. He did jumpers, and he even did bandanas somewhere in there. Remember, much earlier. Up in there.
Navi has also done caps, so I haven't gone into that.
Then there's also our Flex the Paper. With the Rapperholics movement, and man. So I think 2015.
All those guys.
2015 is gonna. It's only May right now, but the way the brands are coming up, I can't wait to see what else. But let me jump back into the music though.
Please.
The next track I want to get into is one which I was going to play regardless, but Tara Lauren on our Facebook made a shout out. She's like, man, she want to listen to Chendi coming through from Sylvester and Abrams.
And by the way, that's not on the album. That's not the album.
No, this.
But one of the most requested songs
ever,
released in 2006.
Yeah, this is from
and still sounding new.
Yes, keep it right here on the TFM Hip Hop Show. More coming your way from Sylvester, and some wise words on how to make some money in this game.
Koneyo agandieyo mugamba cheyo mwena bagalo kumpuliriza mwejeyo ero ndi kwabo abefula kye batalirwa kuba bakuye ku mali kati nga balaba je bava wabaswaza abamu bese ba ku masomero je bataba bazimba obuyinja basomera kikuba mutwe alibogera akabojja musobolo kutya atanna kulaba ya kunyoma tambula kulaba okudda kunyumya tannaita yatenga nyino kufumba.
Are you going to rap along for this one also?
Man, this is one of my favorite songs.
Hey, mine too.
I hadn't done a love song in a long while. In a very, very long while. Because we had some love songs we did way back with Abrams. Way back. So when I did this song, I was like answering a call, because people were like, man, what's up? It's so much about consciousness and social issues and stuff like that. Do something.
A little not too serious.
There's something about relationships. Boy-girl relationships. So, and then by coincidence, I received this track from my friend, the producer from Kenya. It's called Eric Onassis Omondi.
Oh yeah, that Onassis guy got mad beats for days, man.
After downloading it, I was in a cafe. After downloading it, oh my god, I was blown away first time. I was like, this is the best track for a very nice love song, So the hook came. Within seconds I had the hook, the verses started flowing,
Oh man.
Then I called my friend Savu, the original called Savu. So and we did it, and it's a classic love song, If you look into the love songs, as in Ugandan love hip hop songs, that song is it's in the best.
Now this track
it's in the list.
This track is
battles with so many songs.
I'll just
blowing my trumpet, but I love this song.
I'll just tell him this track. We were at Feel Good Music album release for Lyrical G, and then Sylvester jumped on the stage for this song alongside Abrams, and I'm telling you, the entire club filled with hardcore hip hop guys, gangster wannabes, real gangsters in the corner for real. Everyone was singing along to this song.
This song has a mass appeal, you know.
Yeah, it
if you talk about Ugandan hip hop classics, this song is in those classics.
I agree.
You know, I enjoy performing it. You know,
I agree.
People sing along, even those who have never listened to it. The moment the track bangs and then the chorus, then the verses, the way I selected, the words and all that. So it's I
think you're in a different zone.
I love this song.
I love that too. Though we haven't got much time left.
Yeah.
So you said you wanted to premiere something brand new today.
Yeah.
And it's the remix to the title track of the album Ziva Muntuyo. As we already listened to Ziva Muntuyo, it's even playing in the background right now. We heard it off at the beginning of the show. And tell me, it seems you have this idea for having remixes every now and then for tracks. Is the idea that initially you're like, say, I did Ziva Muntuyo, it's a good track, or even like off air you explain to me how the version of Chendi everyone knows is actually a remix,
not the original.
Exactly. So is it always that you're out there and you're like, I did this song, it was good, it was great, and it just didn't get the recognition it so deserved? You know what? Let's make a remix.
Yep. If I feel that it has not crossed my target audience or to the people I target when I'm writing the song, many times I feel like maybe I should rebrand it, should revive it, give it a remix, maybe talk it to a different producer, or give it a different hook. So the same feeling we had when we were mixing Chendi, same feeling I had when I remixed Mpaya Kasera, and then this Ziva Muntuyo. The album came out last year, but I've been on the road up and down, and so I was like, I have to do a video, maybe 2 or 3 videos to accompany the album,
and
since the original has been in circulation for
a couple of months now.
A couple of months. I was like, let me put out something new.
Give them a new feeling to something they already know.
Something new, and maybe it's what that I'll do a video for. So different reasons. I still want to push the brand further, because the clothing merchandise has really moved further. So right now it's the clothing merchandise to push the music.
Actually,
that's why I decided to do a remix. And then I'm planning a video for the remix, and push the album as well. So I want the clothing line to,
it's going to work.
I think the clothing line is inspired by the music.
I think it's going to work.
So it's time now the clothing line to give back to the music.
I think it's going to work. I can't wait to see what it is. But you know what? Since we haven't got too much time left, and earlier on off air, Sylvester promised it was like he's going to give us a freestyle, and we only got about 16 minutes left to go, and I'd like to get into the premiere of this track right now for you to share with us so we can stop just talking about it and actually play it.
Please.
So ladies and gentlemen, right now what you're about to hear is brand new, fresh. Please, Sylvester, introduce this one.
Ziva Muntuyo, the remix, produced by Charlie Pro and Skinny, and those Adungu and Indingi, they were played live in the studio
as well.
By a friend of mine called Sam Narangira. So those, the feel of the Adungu and the Indingi were played live to bring out that, the element of a live instrument. So please enjoy.
Playing for you right here on the TFM Hip Hop Show. It's brand new, fresh from Sylvester Kabombo, Ziva Muntuyo remix.
New music. 95.9 Touch FM.
I hustle to earn a living. Before you draw conclusions, listen to the message. Nze Kabombo Sylvester. Basi bakoma tugembuzi kundi sango. Abantu bakuno basi bakoma tugembuzi kundi sango. kumacha ezange nenzinonya gyenzinonyeza ensimbi gyenziyiza wuli bakyamu bangi nnyo abantayiza ningali naggwe nazza abo ne bwola tebaza munatere embundu obulamu bwatereera kizibu kyerina ensimbi zankeera mbu toto walodi bifekeera mu kaseera kekamu banekengera linda zijjawo zikuleka nze y'omuleera nganye ne wabanga kola yakeera oyo akuze tumulaba tumulera tuganye atujjemu abo bafera bonna tebagala kubimanya era ennyonyi nkeze mangu bo bandabamu emize njagala banoonyereze wabula bagala okuba bazze n'emperekeze bandabye nga ntambula nziruka mbuuka ate kati banemesa bandeke ezange ziva mu ntuuyo bandabye nga ntambula nziruka mbuuka ate kati banemesa bandeke ezange ziva mu ntuuyo
Okay. All right. Now, Sylvester.
Listen to those strings.
I'm listening. Now, usually, what I do whenever if I'm gonna have a guest on and they wanna premiere a song, I usually have them send it in like way long earlier. And you did that. You sent the song about a week and a half ago, and you're like, yo, listen this, and you're like, yo, man, about the show and listen that. I'm like, all right, cool. And I'm gonna be honest. I got the song immediately as soon as you sent it. I downloaded it and I was like, I'm going to play the song as the first listen when you show up.
Wow.
Not. I didn't want a biased opinion. I didn't want and I'm like, let me give you my fresh opinion on this one. I'm liking it, man.
Thanks, man.
I'm liking this.
Thanks.
And this is the one that you're going to do a video for.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't know how you're going to pull off someone doing the strings. I hope
he's my friend, so I'm going to have him.
Of course,
but the thing is, in these two projects, I want to create classics. They may not have played on countrywide on all the radio stations, but the few that have played it, love it and appreciate it. I
like this.
So that's why I invested money. I had to pay that guy to play that. Live recording is expensive. Yeah. So that's why we go for digital sometimes. But you always like to get that. There's a good
that authentic sound.
There's a good guitar player that and the adungu player, but you can't have him in the studio because of the costs involved. So Ziva Montuyo, the original, and this one I've gone beyond my normal investment because I'm outsourcing someone now who's not part of the studio, and I'm happy with the outcome. When I listened to that song, I was like, oh my God.
All right.
I like this one.
I like this one.
It deserves the hype,
I can see Agri the Real on Twitter is also saying, yeah, man.
Who's that?
He's called Agri the Real on Twitter. He's also like, yes, so this one's a good one. And hey, man, shout outs to Agri. Thank you for tuning in.
Actually, you can give him the link,
The link?
Reverb Nation / Sylvester Kabombo.
That's where you can. That's where you can find.
You can find the remix and the original.
Everything. Just hit up Sylvester at Sylvester HipHop on Twitter.
Please.
Just hit up in his bio. Everything is there. Everything is there. How to get the music? Just tweet at him. I'm sure Sylvester is the kind of guy. He's very enterprising. He'll even ask you, did you get the song? Like 2 weeks later, like, did you get it?
The thing is, I send music to people, but at times like maybe I don't want to put him on pressure. But at the same time, I was like, I'm like, okay, maybe he didn't get it because there are times people send me messages and they go straight to the spam folder, and someone is telling you, I sent it. Check your mail, and you check mail, there's nothing. So I always like to double check, All right.
Yeah. Okay, now Sylvester.
Yeah.
It's about 7 minutes to the end of the show.
Yeah.
And so that means we are getting into a freestyle session right now. Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah, please.
You ready?
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me check.
I hope I'm ready.
Let me check through my files and I see what beats I have. How about this beat?
Okay.
I signed it up for you.
Go. Yo. We go?
Yo, Sylvester in the building for the
Kabombo.
TFM Hip Hop Show. You're gonna put it down for the freestyle. Yeah, you go, get it.
Nze omukwabo ababadde bawuliriza lukwe aba Touch FM okuveeyo gye yatandikira nsanyuse kuluno nange wendi ne Sosvia afubye okuntega paka lwandese nsanyuse okubaawo interview badde nnungi nnyo neeyogeddeko nkimanye bimu sibimazeeyo naye kwatako ku Twitter handle yange gibawadde onsange ebisigadde obimbuze omuziki yenze nze muziki ngwagala nnyo mbadde wano nkuba marapo okuva mu kyende eyo Sylvester ne Sosvia Touch FM Hip Hop Show fena tweyagale omanyichi omanya okuva lwaleero bayinza otongerayo time ku Touch FM Hip Hop Show the man of so severe nze era nkulese aba mu kasosoto de kawulirize ziva muntu yo design je ziri gwezigule omuziki gonna ku Rubber Nation kwe kuli SoundCloud gujeyo gulirizo bena gwe waka album yonna jigule nagisengese katungulu nyanya biringanya nentekamu ngabulijjo ebirungo nfayo nnyo nchiwa budde bungi nnyo onyumirwe omerwe ngabulijjo aka Kabombo kuva kulwe bombo naye atenze navayo anonya kati nsangeyo kitebi naye atabe kasubi bachali bange sibeera bidde kaliya yange enene nnyo yatandikireyo bachali mwenna mubongereyo 1 2 1 2
TFM Hip Hop Show, Sylvester in the building, dropping the freestyle to bring us to the close of the show right here. My goodness, he's giving, you're putting a whole menu in the verse. Talk about your brothers that come in the booth and they're like, let me cook up a verse, and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm going to cook up the verse for you. Like, bring some tomatoes, cut it up.
When I shifted to Kazo, guys are like, oh, now you're in Kazo, so I'm going to do a song about Kazo. You know, like the, if you know,
you have to do shout outs to everywhere
there's a line I put in Akasera. So guys are like, now you're in Kazo, so I'm going to do a song about Kazo. So shouts out to my guys in Kazo, Kasuri, Chitebi.
Shout outs to everyone that's been tuned in. I agree to real. Shout outs to Sabe Monica on our Facebook as well. Shout outs to Stella Gwen. Yes, Ntari Lauren. Shout outs to you as well. Shout outs to Maureen Kintu. Yeah. She was on the. You said, yeah. I'm sure she's tuned in. Yeah, she's tuned in most definitely. Shout outs to her as well. My goodness, the names, the people. There's so many. I haven't got much time.
The Hip Hop Family on Facebook.
Yeah. The Hip Hop Family on Facebook, honestly.
Shouts out to the admins, Cleo. You're doing a very good job. So keep it up. Yeah.
Oh man, Sylvester doesn't forget where we're from.
That group keeps us together.
It does.
It's good. We can have more of that.
All right, though. The song that I'm closing out with, I'm choosing is from your album.
Yeah.
It's the track you chose to do with Lyrical Proof.
No. Yeah.
Yes.
Nez Pro production.
This track. I didn't see this track coming. I didn't see this collaboration, and when it came, I was like, whoa.
Actually, this was a remix. Actually,
see,
we did the track.
There Sylvester goes again with the remixes. We did
this track way back, but we didn't push it. So
Sylvester with the remixes again.
Give it a new face,
new
feel.
I like it, man. Sylvester, thanks for joining us on the TFM Hip Hop Show. Remember, you're always welcome. And about those jumpers, you said that you'll be sending some to the TFM Hip Hop Show.
And you're putting me on record.
Yeah.
Now this is it. Next week.
When the new shipment comes through.
There'll be jumpers to give away in CDs. Ziva Muntuyo t-shirts and jumpers and CDs to give away. So
all right.
Catch the show next week.
You've heard it. You've heard it. The main man himself, Sylvester. Thank you again for coming through. Remember, you're always welcome to the TFM Hip Hop Show. It's been good. It's been real. Thanks for everyone that's been tuned in, waiting all week for this. Shout outs. Don't forget, follow Sylvester at Sylvester Hip Hop on Twitter and on Instagram and pretty much everywhere. You're going to find Sylvester Hip Hop, right?
Yeah.
Keep in touch. Hashtag TFM Hip Hop for any other questions about the show. Whatever, anything. Otherwise, I'm closing out with Luno, Sylvester Kabombo, and Lyrical Proof for the TFM Hip Hop Show. I'm out.